A lot of people didn't know for some reason, because when the film Pull My Daisy was made, which was a whole lot of fun, and I have a whole chapter in my book called The Spontaneous Combustion, the hectic, insane making of Pull My Daisy. The wonderful little song had lyrics by Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and a young man named Neal Cassady, who wrote some of the lyrics. But Floyd Red Crow Westerman, the great Native American Lakota singer, said, "Dave, us Lakota people say history is his story. Whoever controls the real estate determines what happened, even if they leave a lot out." Fortunately, since I was there, I was able, not in the film credits, but everything I've done since then, for the last 60 more years, 66 years if you want to get technical, to let people know that the third person who wrote those lyrics, without whom probably the song would have never gotten written in the first place, was named Neal Cassady. So this is part of a little song that Neal wrote the words to way before anybody thought it was going to be a song, or before we were going to make our home documentary movie called Pull My Daisy, which we'll be showing at Chautauqua this Sunday. They're going to have a little screening of it, and I'll give a little Herodotus history of the Peloponnesian Wars of 1959. Few choice anecdotes, I hope. And this will be the long, unexpurgated version of this little song. And Neal was so much fun, and of course the fact that he was a veteran and a friend in 5 Points of all those great scatters. What we call freestyling today was called scat singing back then, and making up words on the spot was not considered to be unusual. That was considered to be de rigueur, de rigueur. If you couldn't do that, you didn't get the gig. And in Paganini's time, Mozart, Haydn, Beethoven, if you couldn't improvise in the cadenza and make up something on the spot that was as good or better than what the composer had written up to that point, you didn't get called back for a gig either. So this is going to be Pull My Daisy, and if any of you have iPhones, tape recorders, or anything, come and see us afterwards so I can give you my email, because this will be a different version of 2015 celebration of Neal Cassady Day in Denver, Colorado. Well, here we are in Denver, Colorado, and the microphone's not turned on. Can you all hear this? If not, I can yell it, because back then we did it for every single song. Well, take two, the microphone still isn't turned on. So I guess the sound man, there we go again. But when you do music or anything of this genre, you just keep doing it again and again until you get it right. And if it's wrong, it doesn't matter, because you can make up something better as a result. Because it's not really what you think, but what you hope it was built upon the sanctity of the moment, because Charlie Parker said in 1945 that now's the time. And once you know that, you can make up anything at home. It doesn't have to have any reason or rhyme. And since good taste should never stand in the way of a good time, we're here tonight to celebrate with all you the annual Neal Cassady Day, which is out of sight. To see that all of you came and drove so far just to get here on this scene. Some people drove for 6 or 7 hours or more. You know what I mean? There was a young person here who came all the way from a great radio station way down in Bloomington, Indiana, and we're so glad to hear he came that I would take off my bandana just to salute Jim if he was able to be here from WFHB. It's Jim Magnon. He's the person who broadcasts there, you see. And just like Kuvo is an independent community station that has everything, including Jack, and probably even some things with Neal Cassady to take us forwards, not to take us back. But since the introduction to the song shouldn't be too long so that you have to go home tomorrow morning without hearing it, I'm going to try to cut it short, don't you know, without trying to be searing it. Now, this is something that's inspired by 5 Points in Denver, Colorado each and every day, because that's what Neal showed Jack, and that's why all of us are here to say that merci bien, Neal, because Jack spoke only French at home, and to say that once you understand it's all connected, you'll never feel alone. Now, people who rhyme compulsively like this are usually taken away to Lock Bowie, Colorado for the clinically insane. So I'm only going to say in the remaining time that I just want to be sane by telling you that it's nice to be here, and I'm not certifiably crazy. I'm only making up the very special 2015 introduction to Pull My Daisy. Pull my daisy, tip my cup. All my doors are open. Hop my heart for coconuts. All my eggs are broken. Hop my heart sung, harp my light. Service will be steady. Hip my angel, harp my light. Lay it on the needy. Hop my heart sung, harp my light. Seraph's hold be steady. Hip my angel, harp my light. Lay it on the needy. Well, as I said, when Jack came out to visit Neal and went 5 points for the first time in his life, he was so inspired he knew with his second marriage how to treat his wife. Because he saw that love is eternal, always in bloom, and it's who you are, not what you're doing. And Jack, as a result, developed spiritually. And that's where we've got spontaneity as a way of celebrating the sanctity of the moment here in this beautiful place tonight. With these great musicians, we know that that spirit is shining bright. With the wonderful Tony Black on the drums and Artie Moore on the bass. And the great Hugh Reagan when he plays his trumpet like Gabriel, sharing that grace. We could celebrate the joy of it here. Denver's never far but near. There's not too much more that I've got to say, cause we've got a young man who can really play. Our first encounter was back in 1968. It's really something I'll always appreciate. There's really not more that I can be saying. We're going to hear a little trumpet solo from Mr. Hugh Reagan. days that tip my cup, all my days are open. Hop my heart for coconuts, all my eggs are broken. Hop my heart song, harp my light, seraphs hold me steady. Hip my angel, harp my light, lay it on the dee-dee. Hop my heart song, harp my light, seraphs hold me steady. Hip my angel, harp my light, lay That's the way they used to sight sing on Welton Avenue way back in 1943. Well before Chapultepec was built, but the spirit was always there. When Jerry finally put that up as a monument to the great times of yesteryear, he knew the greatest thing in life was to respect and to share. And now is the spirit that Neal Cassady gave all of us then, and still gives us today. And he inspired Jack to write his books and all of us to try to learn how to sing and play. So for all of you who came tonight, we thank you for being here and celebrating this very special time. And in 364 days, we'll be back again and do it on the line. So come and see the beautiful movie, which when I came 8 years ago was being made way back then. And finally the video is out of the wonderful documentary about Neal, for which we can say thank you and amen. So you know that Kuvo is the hippest radio station of all time right here in Denver, USA. And the great sports scenes and the opera and the CSO, that's the symphony, are all here to stay. And so is favorite son Neal Cassady, because now every year we have a Neal Cassady birthday day. So in the interest of maturity and spontaneity, for all of you tonight, we bid you adieu and thank you for being here with all of us. Yea, your presence was verily out of sight. So just to show that all of this is not a question of being insane, lackadaisical, not too economical or mature, but definitely spontaneity. Let's all pull our daisy. Please for Mr. Hugh Reagan, master of the trumpet. Artie Moore, who brings a smile to every face with this amazing grace on the bass. And band leader, you can hear him at Chapultepec right in Denver, Colorado every week, the great Tony Black. And Neal Cassady's kids, the family, for showing up. Thank you. Blessings. Stay creative.